Is this it? That question can land like a punch in the gut. You've worked so hard. You've built the career, the family, the life everyone told you to aim for, the life you wanted. And still, in the quiet moments, there's the whisper, is this all there is? I'm Andrea Tessier, a master life coach and internal family systems practitioner. I help conscious leaders and seekers reconnect with their true self, that calm, wise core within, so that you can live with more ease, peace, self trust, and truly create the extraordinary. So, if you're ready to explore the fears that keep you striving and discover what's waiting underneath them, you're in the right place. Be sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this. So let me paint a picture. You're in your 40s. On paper, life looks great. You've got the high profile job. Maybe you're even the CEO, and there's a small growing family at home. The house, the responsibilities, the accomplishments, nothing is wrong. And yet, there's this gnawing feeling. You're so used to chasing the next thing, fixing, improving, optimizing. But now there's no next. You've done it all. And instead of peace, you feel this empty ache. Is this it? Or maybe your story looks different. Maybe you're still grinding. You're trying to make it work. You've been hustling for the relationship, the big break, the dream job. You've been bargaining with the universe. If I do just this, then it will finally happen. But nothing seems to crack open. No matter how hard you push, that breakthrough doesn't come. And the question creeps in again. Is this it? That moment is terrifying and so deeply human. And here's what I want you to know, that when that fear shows up, this isn't a sign that you've done something wrong. It's a doorway. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you how IFS can help us walk through it. So this fear of an ordinary life didn't show up just out of nowhere. We inherited it. From the time we're children, the message is loud and clear. Your worth is in what you achieve. You must add up to something big. And if you don't accomplish enough, you've wasted your potential. It's like we're handed this invisible checklist the moment we're born. Get the grades, land the career, find the partner, buy the house, write the book, launch the business, change the world. And then when we pause, when we dare to imagine a life of peace or joy or simplicity, there's a voice both inside and outside that hisses, you're not making anything of yourself. But we have to start asking, who gave us that voice? Who benefits when we believe that an ordinary life is not enough? Because there are villains here, not a single person, but a whole web of forces shaping this subconscious programming. First, social conditioning. Western culture worships achievement. Advertising, social media, even well meaning teachers and mentors reinforce the same mantra: stand out, be special, make something of yourself. And here's the kicker: the entire economy thrives on us never feeling enough. Because if you feel inadequate, there's always another product, program, or promise to buy your way to extraordinary. Second, legacy burdens. This pressure didn't start with us. Many of us carry the voices of parents and grandparents who never had the chance to fully live. So they pass down their longing. Don't waste your potential. Be successful. Make us proud. And so for generations, and often women, worth was tied to achievement, beauty, caretaking, sacrifice. But those burdens didn't vanish. They lived on inside of us, shaping our inner critics, our inner strivers, and perfectionists. And then third, the shadow side of the personal growth industry. Even in the spiritual and coaching spaces, there's this subtle and sometimes not so subtle message. If you were truly healed or enlightened or manifesting properly, you'd already have the life you want. That not enoughness gets weaponized and sold back to us as the next course, the next coach, the next secret formula. And listen, I'm a coach too. I believe deeply in the power of this work. But I'll be honest, there are corners of this industry that give me the ick. Because when growth becomes just another commodity, another way to reinforce you're not enough yet, it misses the whole point entirely. So the truth as I see it, you're not a problem to be fixed. You are whole. My work isn't about making you dependent on me or chasing the next achievement. It's about helping you connect with yourself, that calm, wise core inside. Because ultimately, as my friend Zach Carlson always says, you are the expert on you. So, of course, this fear lives in us. Of course, we hear that voice that says, is this it? Because it's not just our own, it's cultural, it's generational, and it's profitable. And now those messages show up as parts inside of us, the achievers, the critics, the perfectionists, working tirelessly to protect us from the shame of not making something of ourselves in the timeline deemed appropriate, right? By 30, you should have this. By 40, you should have that. These parts keep us racing the clock, afraid of being too late, too small, too ordinary. So let's go inside for a moment into the inner world of parts and meet the cast of characters. Because when that question arises, is this it? This isn't just a single thought. It is a whole constellation of parts stirring at once. So let me introduce you to some of the characters who often show up. First, there's the achiever. This is a manager part. The achiever believes if I just keep striving, I'll be safe. Then I'll be worthy. Its intention is actually protective. It wants to guard you from the shame of feeling small or ordinary or unseen. But its wounding is this: it learned long ago that love and approval were tied to performance. It fears that if you stop achieving, you'll be rejected, forgotten, left behind. Then there's the inner critic. Also a manager. This one whispers or shouts sometimes, "You're behind. You should have done more by now. You're wasting your potential." Its belief is that if it keeps you hyper vigilant, you'll never fall into failure. But underneath, its wounding is that it once carried all the shame of being told it wasn't good enough. And now it projects that shame inward, hoping to keep you safe by never letting you relax. And then on the other side, we see the futurist, the part always scanning for the next thing. This one is constantly planning, optimizing, hustling towards a vision of a better, where maybe you could feel more ease. Its intention is to protect you from despair or stress, but his unconscious belief is as long as we're chasing the next mountain, we don't have to face the emptiness here. And then quietly, there are the exiles. These are the younger parts who carry the deepest pain. The little one who felt invisible unless she performed. The teenager who believed his worth was dependent on being special. The young adult who swallowed disappointment when her dreams didn't come true, or he felt the pressure of needing to provide. These are the ones who ache and ask inside, am I even lovable? And here's where it gets really interesting. These parts polarize with one another. As the achiever pushes harder, do more, be more, prove yourself, the futurist scans ahead, never letting you rest. The inner critic berates you for not being enough. Meanwhile, the exiles underneath ache, right? They're saying, I just want to be loved for who I am, not what I do and not what I have. This is a whole internal tug of war, parts pulling in different directions, all trying to save you from the unbearable possibility of being ordinary. And instead of believing these voices are truth, What we actually need to do is learn to turn towards them, to see them as parts carrying burdens, not as who we are. And that thing about the heavy, burden laden question, is this it? It's not just a thought. It carries with it this ache, this disappointment, sometimes even despair, that sinking feeling of, I've done everything I was supposed to, and yet I still don't feel full. And if you've ever been there, you know how disorienting it is. Some people will say, oh, just celebrate more, just be more grateful, just focus on the positive. This is just about your mindset. And those are beautiful practices for sure. They can really shift our perspective in the moment. But let's be real here. Gratitude journals alone don't touch the ache. Celebration doesn't answer the deeper question of why you still feel empty even after checking all the boxes. Because underneath that despair are those exile parts you talked about, the ones who carry old wounds of never enoughness. And underneath that ache is your soul's longing, the essence of you, of yourself, of who you really are, that knows, doesn't just believe, but knows life is more than achievements and milestones. And this is where we blend psychology and soul work. While IFS practices can help you map the inner terrain, the achievers and the critics and the exiles, and bring compassion to those parts, it's the work of the soul that takes us deeper still, asking us, what if fulfillment isn't something you achieve out there, but what if it's something you awaken here? When we bring these two together, psychology that helps us understand and unburden, and the soul work that helps us remember our essence, that's when something shifts. That emptiness becomes less of a void and more of a doorway. So, what do we do when that voice starts to whisper, is this it? The first step is not to push it away with more striving or silence it with quick fixes. It's to notice, to pause and acknowledge, oh, a part of me is afraid that my life might not be enough. And that alone begins to shift things. That ability to have that clarity is self energy. And from there, you can gently turn towards that part with curiosity. You can ask, what are you afraid will happen if this really is it? What do you need me to know about the emptiness you're holding? What might you be protecting me from? And then examining deeper, where did I get the idea that I needed to be more? Or who taught me that I had to make something of myself to be valuable? And finally, is that really true of a life well lived? These are not questions to answer quickly. They are invitations to go into deeper conversation with yourself. Just more openings to different kinds of fulfillment. So, in the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had that moment of wondering, is this it? And what did that question awaken in you? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know your story. And if this video spoke to you, please go ahead, like it, share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And please don't forget to subscribe for more conversations on IFS, spirituality, and liberated living. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.